Howdy, friends.
Mawmaw and Pawpaw here, back for another exciting ride.
Yeah, hop aboard. We like to have fun as we help people get where they want to go.
And we love entertaining folks with our stories.
Yeah, my favorite part's when we share our adventures, especially when we're going to places our riders have recommended to us.
Yeah, and I love connecting with our new friends as we share ideas and give advice.
Yeah, it's almost like we get to be their surrogate grandparents. And hey, who couldn't use some extra family?
Right, so climb aboard. Let us help you get where you're going.
Explore. It's time to explore.
With Mawmaw and Pawpaw.
We explored Kansas City in a new way this week.
Yep.
On those little scooters.
Yep.
The birds.
Mm-hmm.
And we also tried a new restaurant.
Called the Urban Egg.
Right. We just came across it randomly.
Mm-hmm.
We saw an advertisement sitting out on the road. It said, what they call it, a daytime eatery.
Yes, another daytime eatery.
Yes.
Is that what it's called? Yep. So.
That's right up our alley.
Yeah.
Because we both like brunchy places.
Mm-hmm. We thought, let's try it out. So we looked it up and figured out there was only one location.
Yeah, it seemed like it could be a good chain, but
yeah,
there's only one in Kansas City anyway.
Yep, and it was in Overland Park, actually.
Yeah.
And,
we'll have links for it down below, of course.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
As usual. We decided to go there. We researched a little bit, find out it is a breakfasty place. We decided to go there for this segment. We get there. It's kind of hard to find because of the way the directions send you. I thought, maybe it's my misconception, but I thought it was going to be out by the road where we saw the sign, but it's actually like in a shopping mall.
Strip mall. Mm-hmm.
So we have these pictures where we got there and, like we normally do, took a selfie with their logo in the background.
Yep.
And it just looked like kind of a like another broken egg or the snooze on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's obvious what it is.
Yeah. It's well marked.
Place. We went in and we were immediately greeted by the hostess.
Oh, yeah. Very nicely greeted, too. She was very pleasant.
Yes.
Almost right away.
Right.
And
wasn't any wait.
Mm-mm. And the interior kind of looked like a tropical
yeah.
theme, wouldn't you say?
It had pictures of tropical fruits.
Yeah.
It had bamboo trees and
for part of the walls and stuff. It was really neat. It was really pretty inside. I wouldn't say it was fancy, but it was nice enough to be fancy.
Yeah,
but everyone there was dressed casual.
Right.
Does that make sense?
We fit right in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In our jeans and t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And we had all the people just doing normal things like normal people do.
Yeah.
Some of those places you go to, you feel like you're really out of place. And there's supposed to be business meetings going on here or something.
Right.
If you go in the middle of the week, like we usually do.
But it was a really neat atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our server was really nice.
He did something extra special, I thought.
You want to tell him?
Yeah. So when he got there, he asked us what we wanted to drink, and I wanted a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a normal thing that servers do. He said, "Would you like some cream?" And I said, I don't know why it hit me like, oh, you have actual cream? Because maybe these places have cream.
Yeah.
Like real cream. And he said, oh, no, I meant like we've got the little packets of,
half and half.
Half and half. I was, no big deal. No, thanks. I do like it with real cream in it, though. But if most restaurants don't have that, I just don't. When he brought my coffee, he brought a little thing. Well, we have a picture of it. If you're watching it on YouTube or Rumble. He brought a little thing of real cream that he said that he just noticed the chef just happened to have some.
For a new recipe that they were working on.
Right, for something else.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, I'm going to steal some of this. And so he brought me a little thing of cream. That was
really neat.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah.
And
that was nice. And when I asked about gluten-friendly options, he also approached it in a little bit different way, which I actually kind of enjoyed.
Yeah.
Normally, I'll get a menu and it'll tell me everything I can have gluten safe, but it's also on the same menu of things I can't have.
Right.
So I have to literally sift through and get my mouth all watered up. Oh, that one sounds great, to find out, no, not gluten-free. Or, so that process of weeding out what I can and can't eat is kind of frustrating sometimes. But he brought me a list of things that I automatically could not have.
Yeah, so basically a list of these things are the things that have gluten in them.
Yep, and so I didn't have to go through things thinking, oh, this sounds good, because I already knew. Boom, I can't have that. Move on. So that was a nice, different way to find the gluten options.
Yeah, and I like the way he like took his time. He pulled out a chair,
Yeah.
sat down and discussed it and explained how, hey, I'm sensitive to this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was his girlfriend, he said.
Mm-hmm.
She's also gluten sensitive, and she also can't have dairy, and she's got
Right.
all kinds of food allergies. So I like the way he took his time and didn't,
Right.
even though they were busy, he didn't rush right through that
Right.
process.
Right. He took his time to connect with us.
Right. I like that.
Yeah.
So service
Oh my
was
gosh,
really
service good. Yeah.
good. Let's see.
Food.
The food. Okay.
We split.
This was interesting. They really gave us lots of leeway to mix and match their menu.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't strict on it like some other places we've been to.
Yep.
We pretty much just told them that we wanted one dish, like the eggs and potatoes and all that, and another dish we just wanted,
Pancake.
a
specialty.
Yeah, the special gluten-free pancakes. That's one thing about gluten-free on this. Every pancake they have can be made gluten-free.
Yeah.
That was
Not
cool.
just the regular gluten, or just the regular pancake. I could have any of the specialty ones too.
Right.
Yeah, that was really nice.
So we got gluten-free cinnamon swirl was that what it's called? And that was kind of neat how and they just basically brought us their 2 extra plates before they even brought the food, so we were prepared.
Yep.
As soon as they brought the food, we were able to divvy it up, and we each got a little bit of pancake, each got a little bit of egg and bacon, and then we
had some fruit.
Had some fruit on the side.
It's yummy.
Yeah, I'll tell you something about the pancake that I found special, even though it was a gluten-free option.
Right.
It was made with, I think he said tapioca.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I don't know what tapioca is for sure. I've heard of tapioca pudding.
Right.
But I'd never heard of a tapioca, bread base or whatever.
Yeah.
But man, what was cool about this, a lot of gluten-free stuff, in my opinion, like a pancake, when you get in there, the texture is grainy. It might taste good, but it's like the mixture can never
doesn't quite get mixed.
Right.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's because it's almond flour or whatever.
I don't know. I
Right.
wouldn't know.
But we talked about it as we ate it. What did we say? The texture was more of a creamy.
Yeah, creamy.
It was smooth.
It wasn't a pancake texture.
Right.
It was more of a creamy texture.
Yeah. So this one, since we got the cinnamon swirl, it tasted just like a cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
A really good cinnamon roll.
A good cinnamon roll.
But it had a texture that was almost like the end of it was like you were swallowing pudding.
Yeah. By the time you got, that's a good, So at the beginning bite, you got that kind of pancakey crunch, or not, I don't know if crunch is the right word, but
flaky, soft, doughy,
and then you get
just like a regular pancake. But,
right, and then you get to that pudding middle center. Yeah.
Right, and usually on gluten-free, that aftertaste is more of a grainy.
Right.
Like swallowing the last little bit of the grains that didn't get mixed up in the.
Yeah, that's true.
So anyway.
And of course the eggs and bacon were good.
Yeah.
And the fruit.
Yep. But yeah, I was really impressed with so if you have anybody that's gluten-free and they've been struggling to find their pancake replacement.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's one to try. It's the
Urban
best one
Egg.
I've tried so far as pancake replacements.
Yeah, definitely.
And we've tried a lot of them.
Oh yeah. Because we like our pancakes.
Yes. So the food.
Good.
Was really good.
Yep.
We keep it simple.
Yeah.
Most of the time. I mean, you see sometimes in the past I've had some pretty elaborate berry stuff, but we kind of split it, made it all gluten-free, and it worked out good. I thought it was good.
Yeah, we each got full.
Okay, so overall impressions.
Loved it.
What do you think?
I'll go back.
Okay.
Yep.
So the one location, but it's a good location. It's a nice, just casual feel on the outside. On the inside,
Clean.
it's very on the inside it makes you think that you're in a tropical location, kind of. And the bar's right there. It's casual. And the food was good. Service was great.
Yep.
So yeah, I'd go back too.
Yeah. Mawmaw and Pawpaw, I'll definitely recommend an Urban Egg.
Thumbs up. Go to Urban Egg. All right, so for this week's Explorer segment, we wanted to. We actually did it on my birthday.
Yep.
On a Saturday morning before we started Ubering.
Yeah.
And since it was my birthday, I got to pick what we did.
Right.
And what I wanted to do was try those scooters you see. They're in several communities. If you're in Kansas City, I'm sure you've seen these little scooters. In fact, there's packs of kids riding these scooters around.
We call them scooter gangs.
Yeah. On Friday night, we saw one. We took one young man to meet some of his friends, and he was in one of those scooter gangs, basically.
Yeah.
He told us how it's one of the things they do for fun is they'll rent those little scooters and ride them all over town. And
Yeah.
he told us a little bit about it. That really got my interest peaked. So since I'd already been wanting to try it,
Yep.
and the very next day was my birthday, and I got to pick what we did for Explore, what we got to explore, I wanted to do a new way to explore the city.
Right.
Not necessarily just an area. So we did the scooters.
Yeah. And they're called birds.
Yeah, the ones we found anyway.
And you can find them like literally on the side of the road.
They're everywhere.
All up and down Kansas City.
Right.
Yeah.
The kid we took right down by the river in northern part of Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
In the
River bottoms?
river bottoms.
There was like a whole path that they could go on.
Yeah.
That looked really cool. Really safe.
Right.
I like that idea.
I wanted to, for some reason, I had seen a bunch of them around the plaza. Every time we're down around the plaza, there's scooters just sitting there. It's like nobody's using them because they're walking all over the place down there.
Right.
So I thought we could surely find one if we went down to the plaza.
And we did. It wasn't hard at all.
Right. We found them right away as soon as we got there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple of them right outside the Sheraton Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like 3 of them in a group.
Yep.
So we parked right next to theirs, free parking.
Mm-hmm.
Then we walked
Not even
half
a block.
a block.
Yeah, half a block.
To get to them.
Mm-hmm. The process of getting them wasn't very difficult. You scanned. Well, did you have to download an app first, or did you scan
Well, when
that?
when you found the bird, and this was our first experience. This is exactly what we did.
Right.
We found the bird,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a little what's that?
QR code on top.
Right, and we scanned that with our phone, and it immediately took us to download the app.
Right. But pause for a second. We also found out once we got it all started that if there's a red light at the bottom, that means it's already in use.
Yeah, like if somebody just parked it outside of a business and ran in there and is coming back.
Yep.
It's already
you can't
being
just
used.
pick that one up because somebody's using that
I
one.
mean, I guess you could and screw that
That would
person
be
over.
mean, but
Then they just end their trip and
right. But it was very simple process to follow the steps and walk through everything.
Right. It walked. Everything was directions were written right on there on the bird.
And we were able to do one account, 2 of us on one
right.
ride.
We didn't realize that at first. That's one thing that wasn't really clear.
Yeah.
We thought we'd each have to have one, so we each downloaded the app and we each made an account.
Mm-hmm.
But since we did it with our mutual email account for Ride with Mawmaw and Pawpaw, it was
Linked.
It was linked already. So
Yeah.
But anyways, bottom line is we found out you can, and what we did was we just I started one and then I was able to
Add to the group or something.
right, just add another, and I think you could do up to like 5.
Yeah.
For one account.
Yep.
So, it's
the
a real simple process.
Yeah, pretty simple process. How cheap was it or expensive?
It wasn't really inexpensive the way I did it, because I just did it the simple way, by the minute or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds of packages and ways to do it. It's all explained in the app.
Right.
And we'll have a link for it down below.
Yes, definitely.
But
for more information.
it was a really simple process. The only thing that was difficult, where we chose to do it, was there was a bunch of traffic.
Lots of traffic.
Car traffic.
And you weren't allowed to be on the sidewalks there.
Right.
So you had to, if you've never done it, you're going to learn in traffic.
Right.
Which was very intimidating for Mawmaw, needless to say. Well, the other thing I think would have been nice, and there might have been in the app, I didn't end up getting the app, but I would have been nice to have some sort of a explanation how it worked. It took me forever to even figure out how to make the thing move.
Well, I think what we found out, and there may have been more instructions in the app than what I probably blew right through it, and I figured it out. But what I did find out was that if you are losing your balance in any way, the accelerator button will not work. It doesn't do anything. So if it's not working, you got to let off of it, get your bearings back, and hit the accelerator again.
Right.
But essentially all you do is you get it going just like any scooter, and then once it's going, you hit the accelerator button, and it'll take off, and it goes fast.
It does. Too fast. It goes fast.
Yeah, Mama was getting a little
I was
nervous.
intimidated. I did not. I wasn't feeling safe on it.
And all the traffic around there was not
Very
helping
intimidating.
things.
But I did ride it though. I went around in a circle.
That was really actually kind of funny. The Sheraton Hotel drop-off location, there was nobody in there.
Right.
So I just got her to go
Once I figured it out.
around that thing a few times. But once it came time to like actually get out into traffic, she wasn't confident enough to.
No. Now, had we been on a path where there was no traffic,
Right.
that I think I would have been able to have enough confidence to try it. But adding traffic to it was just too
Right.
much for me.
So from our experience, it'd be better to go like into the river bottoms and one of those trails,
Right.
and pick up one of those there, because there were several there too,
Especially if you're trying it for the very first
Right.
time, never been on a scooter before.
to learn how to do it and
Right.
get your bearings down, and
Right.
then you maybe will feel more confident enough to get into traffic. But
I think it would be fun that way too.
right, but
But
that was our experience with it. It was actually a lot of fun for me, and but it was.
you did really good with it though. You were like jumping curbs and
I don't think we're supposed to do that.
oh, he was.
I didn't have anybody on with me or anything.
Nope.
I followed several of the rules that were on there.
Followed several of
Several
them.
of them.
I followed several.
Just being honest.
And you're telling me not to say jumping the curb?
Yeah, if you watch it on YouTube, we'll try to put some video up of it. It was a lot of fun,
You just took off.
and it's a way to. I mean, I could see having a lot of fun exploring downtown area, going from place to place with these things. And if you do one of the packages, they have different packages where it's like a daily rate, and it costs you a lot less than the way we were doing it.
Yeah,
But for a
daily-
beginner's way to do it, it costs us $20 for both of us to ride these things for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I guess it's 50 cents a minute, essentially, is what I ended up spending per person.
Right.
So
That's not bad.
yeah, if you do it as a group and do it all together, there's actually group rates.
Yeah.
It's a really cool way to get around down there.
Yeah.
We highly recommend doing that too. I
Oh
think.
yeah, I would recommend it.
Yeah. So check out the link below. If you got the time, go into the city, find those things, and take off.
Explore on scooters.
It's a cool way to explore Kansas City. Story time. Story time with Mawmaw. Story time. Story time with Mawmaw.
And Pawpaw.
Story time. All right, so this week's story time has to begin with the fact that we're still in our rental car.
Rental. Yes.
So I think we wanted to go into a little more detail about how we overcame all these challenges using a rental while our car's in the shop.
Yeah, it's been quite the obstacles, I'm telling you. So the moment we realized we needed a rental, we immediately turned to Uber. Because Uber has all these different things that are available to us drivers to help us out, one of which being Uber rental. And going through Uber rental, it gives you all the proper documentation so you can drive your car.
It's supposed to be really simple.
Yeah, really simple
And get
process.
a discount.
And discount.
So
Yeah,
so many
kinds
benefits.
Exactly, going through Uber.
Right.
So we did. I went through the app and I searched and I searched and I searched for vehicles and finally found.
Well, we've been on a waiting list to rent a Tesla for weeks now.
Yeah, for a while. That's another story though. But anyways, I finally found a location that had some rentals available. So I accepted it, went through all the process, filled out all the paperwork, got the reservation. And so then the next day, we're literally driving to the Hertz place to pick up the car, and we get a phone call. And the lady says, so I hear you're wanting a car for Uber. And I'm like, yeah. She said, well, we don't actually have any on the lot, but we can put you on a 2-week waiting list. I'm like,
We're
sweetie.
hoping our car's done by then.
Yeah, I said, honey, I did not order this willy-nilly just because for fun. I said, we need this to work. And she couldn't give us any solutions. Just, sorry, can't help you then. And so we were like, okay. And we tried to figure it out on our own. So we went and got a rental on our own. Ended up still being with Hertz.
Right. It's kind of interesting.
Only a $5 difference in price, really.
Right.
So we go pick it up and we got the rental, and it's a really nice little car. And but now we can't get the app to accept all of the paperwork that we do have. So that way, when we pull up, the little picture shows a silver Chevy Sonic and not an orange Dodge Caliber.
Exactly.
You know. And man, we worked with that and worked with that. We called our insurance company. We we did everything under the moon trying to figure out how we can get the proper documentation to get this done, correctly. And
we finally got to a point where, like, we've got to either go to work or take this car back. Because we need to pay for this car, and we need to make more money to pay for the cars that are in the shop.
Yeah.
So
now both of them are in the shop.
right.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, in the meantime, my truck had broken down. And...
Yeah. So, anyways, we couldn't figure it out. And like he said, we still had to get to work. So, to overcome that, we already sent a personalized message to every rider before we picked them up to give them a heads up. Hey, we're a grandma and grandpa team. Don't be alarmed that there's going to be 2 people in the car, And so with that, in addition to that message, we decided
we were just going to send another message.
Another message that says right up front, hey, we apologize. Our car doesn't match the profile today because we're in a rental. We understand if this is an issue. If it is, just let us know. And thank you. And then otherwise, look out for a silver Chevy Sonic. So that way now they know what kind of car to look for.
Right.
And that actually worked out pretty well. I mean, everybody was very, very understanding to the situation.
Almost too much, in my opinion.
Yeah,
there was some young ladies traveling by themselves and have all these red flags, and they got in the car, no question asked. And I wanted to ask some of them, like, what are you thinking? If you were my daughter, I'd be mad at you right now for getting in this car.
Well, one of them, the mama didn't even have... So we picked up her daughter.
Right.
And she didn't even have the app on her phone. And we thought, man, there's so many safety features on that app that she would benefit from that she didn't even have.
Yeah, I told the young lady to tell her mother that her Uber drivers recommended she has her own her own profile on the app.
At least have the app on her phone.
So that then she can use all those safety features at Uber.
Yeah.
We just talked about it a couple episodes ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's very valuable, but you can't use it if you don't even have the app.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm sure the mom, though, could at least watch, since it was on her.
Exactly where she was.
She could watch the trip to make sure.
Yeah. And the mom got the messages. I mean, the mom knew about the whole situation. So, I mean, that was okay and everything. But everyone else was, well, we did have to cancel once, I think. And they basically just said, I don't feel comfortable with the situation. I said, that's not a problem.
In fact, they even said sorry. No problem.
I said, not a problem. And we did one of those, I accepted by accident. So that way, they're not charged.
Right.
And it wasn't a big deal. And we did it. We're making it work. We're on week 2 now. And we're hoping
this is last week.
Hoping. So pray for us that the car gets done soon. Because even though we've overcome and it's gone really well, it's still very stressful. I mean, with each one, I'm stressing. Are they going to read the message? Are they going to read the message?
Yeah, she's always flipping to see if they've read it or at least it's been delivered. Because there's been a few times we've picked up and they hadn't received our message yet. And
they were looking for the orange Dodge.
They were kind of like, this isn't an orange Dodge. And we were like, yeah, sorry, did you not get the message?
And then we would explain the situation, and then they'd be all right. I mean, we honestly had amazing rides. I mean, if you look at just our tips alone, our rides have been phenomenal. I mean,
and our
crazy
5-star ratings.
Yeah,
Stuff,
it's just...
We've got a lot of people still tell us it's the best ride ever.
Yeah. So with being
still
the most
rewarding.
Awkward situation we could possibly have, has still been very rewarding.
Yes.
Yeah, and we still made some wonderful connections.
We made probably the biggest connection yet.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to start off with...
Okay. So, yeah, we get a ride from this young man.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're going to call him TZ.
Yeah,
TMZ.
TMZ is what his friends call him. Or TZ.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he told us. We told him we were going to talk about him.
Yeah.
So, shout out to TMZ. But, long story short, Mama's got the inside scoop on this story a lot better than me. Bottom line is we met a young man who is struggling to find his way back to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And we invited him to church.
Yeah.
And he actually went.
He reached out and said, can you come get us?
Right.
Come get me.
And we took him to church with us.
And it was amazing.
We had a really good time.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's going to come back next Sunday, too.
Yes.
And he's such a sweet young man. Oh, I'm so glad we met him. Such an amazing feeling that, I mean, we've already accepted that we are planters.
Mm-hmm.
And we enjoy planting those seeds. And we have accepted that we will probably never see the reaping of our sowings. So to kind of get a little glimpse of the reaping was really kind of a neat feeling.
Mm.
I mean, it's not a full-blown reap, but still, we got to see
Well,
the fruits of our...
To actually see that it's, yeah, see that we
Does
actually help somebody on their journey
Yeah.
and actually see some of the results of that. There's been
Does that
lots of
make
people we've
sense?
made connections where we've been like, they've told us, yeah, you know, you've inspired me, I'm going back to church, kind of thing.
Right.
But never
Well,
had somebody
probably-
actually be able to see that result of that next step.
Right.
But with TMZ,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we have, and we're still here for him.
Yeah.
We're still planning to continue to cultivate that seed, and
Yep.
we may never see the finished product, see any of the fruit
Maybe
that he
not.
produces, but it's a great feeling knowing that, you know,
God's chosen to let us be a part of that
Yes.
journey for him.
yeah,
Yeah. And that he used Uber rides to get there.
yeah, of all things, it was really interesting ride when we picked him up. He was,
Mm-hmm. He has quite the testimonies.
yeah,
Oh my goodness, his testimony.
he was going through some things that a lot of young men go through,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of mentioned by the end of the ride that he, because we talked to him about how somehow when it comes up to anything philosophical or religion, we are upfront and honest. We're followers of Christ, and he was actually a pastor's kid growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So but in my experience, a lot of pastors' kids feel like their expectations are so high that they have a lot farther to fall.
Yeah.
And he had hit rock bottom recently, but was clawing his way back, and was at a point in his life where he mentioned to us, I'm actually been thinking about getting back to church,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of looking for a place. And we were like, well,
We got the place for you.
yeah,
And he's not that far from where we stay on Saturday nights. So Sunday mornings, it's an easy jog to,
yeah, it's not that hard for us. It's kind of on the way almost.
to just pick him up.
Right.
So that was definitely a blessing. I love seeing that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
So, thank you, Lord, for letting us be a part of your plan to help out TMZ.
Yes. Yes, definitely. So then, you know what else?
Oh,
Got
another
me.
cool ride, yes.
Yes. So you know how Mawmaw and Pawpaw always tell their Uber pet story.
Right.
And how we've had, now 8 puppy dogs since this
Right.
week. 1 cat and 1 snake. And we usually wait till we have a bunch of girls in the back seat when we tell about the snake. And we'll usually tell them about how, we were taking it on the way to the vet. It was just the other day, actually, and it had babies in the back seat.
On the way, we didn't quite make it.
Yeah, we didn't quite make it. And then I'll eventually say, we think we got them all. And I'll look
And
behind
the girls
the
are
seat.
squealing.
Yeah, everyone's, oh my God. Finally, one girl called us out.
Yeah.
And she said, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Don't snakes lay eggs? And we were like, oh, you're the first one to ever figure that out. And of all things, she was a blonde.
So who says blondes are not intelligent?
Yes.
She was the first one to figure that part of the story out.
Exactly. And she was just a youngin' too. They were only 19, weren't they?
I think that's what they said. Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
they
young girls, and they were.
And they were smart enough to figure
Yeah.
out the
Well, at least
snake
one,
story.
at least one of them. The other two were already.
did squeal.
Yes.
They
So
did.
we still got through on our major plan for the most part.
That's
But it was
true.
really cool that the one
girl actually.
finally
Yep.
called us out on it.
Yep.
I don't know how many times we've told that story.
Oh, lots.
And
Oh my goodness.
I can't. We won't. That's actually something we've been telling lately. After we tell the story,
Mm-hmm.
and we finally reveal, oh, okay, we've never had a snake. We're just
Right.
we always say, think about it. Snakes actually lay eggs. No one's ever called us out on that.
Nope. And
Now
everybody's
we
like,
can't say that anymore.
right. But usually when we bring that up, people are like, oh, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Why did I
duh."
not ever think of that? Yeah. So finally, somebody called us out, and that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
She
that
did.
was.
But yeah, speaking of that, that story, you always start off with, actually with this app, we can provide 4 services.
Right.
People with pets, packages,
Packages,
and
yeah.
food.
Right.
So that kind of brings us to our questions and advice segment that we talked
yeah.
about.
Yeah.
I think what we're going to talk about today in our advice from Mawmaw and Pawpaw is some of the features that are available in the Uber app.
Yeah.
That a lot of people don't seem to know.
Yeah.
So, let me just illustrate it with one story.
Okay.
And actually, you're better at telling this story than I am, but remember the lady whose family was stranded in Blue Springs?
Oh, yes, and she was at
That's a
work.
perfect, yeah, it's a perfect illustration
Yes.
of how some of these apps that people don't know about.
Really could benefit.
Right.
So she could have benefited from Uber Package and Uber Pet.
Exactly.
Either or. So this family heads out for the day, and they have a car similar to what we're driving now that has like a fob that you have to have with the vehicle to turn the vehicle on.
It's like a push button.
Yeah, you just push a button. And so the family leaves for the day, and the husband drops the wife off at work.
At
Or her office. At her office.
Around Westport area.
And with the family pet dog they had. And then he went on to Blue Springs, was it? Or at least Summit?
Blue Springs.
Blue Springs to some sporting event for the kids.
And if you're not from Kansas City area, you're basically talking about the south. Her office is in the southwest side of the city, and where the family went to this soccer tournament is on the northeast side of the city. So you're talking like a 30-minute drive easy.
Easy, yeah, one way.
Right.
Yep. And so the husband, they go to the event, and then after the event, they go to get in the car and realize Mom has the fob. So not only can they not get in the car, they can't start the car. I mean, they kind of stuck. Yeah. So we now pick up Mom.
And it's cold that day.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, luckily, I think she told us. Well, actually, yeah. On the way there, she was explaining to us that she had gotten the car company, which I don't remember what car it is, what kind of car it was, but they got the manufacturer to let them remotely open the door.
Oh, that's right.
And start the car, but they couldn't put it in gear without the key fob.
Without the fob.
So they weren't freezing to death, but
they
all they could do was stay warm inside this car.
Right, they couldn't go anywhere.
Right.
So we pick her up and we tell her about Uber Package. We're like, man, did you realize you could have just had us pick up the keys and take them to, your husband? And she was like, man, that would have been so beneficial. I had to leave work. I had to leave my dog at work. And I'm, wasting so much time doing this. And we're like, oh, and you didn't have to leave your pet at work either. We have Uber Pet.
Yeah.
And she was like, are you kidding me? So we've started to realize a lot of people don't know about Uber Package and Uber Pet.
Or Uber Pet, yeah. There's been a lot of those stories where people will tell us, man, I got to get home. I wasn't able to bring my dog to this thing, and I didn't realize it. Why didn't you bring your dog? Well, I didn't know how to get it here because, I was taking an Uber.
Right. And we're like, oh, Uber Pet?
They have an Uber Pet option.
It's not that much more. The young lady we had just this past week said it was a very
couple
small
dollars
fee.
more.
Yeah.
To have an Uber Pet versus just Uber.
Yeah. So those are two features that are very.
I think the only thing is might limit your options because some drivers may not want pets.
Well, and they turn off that option.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and then the Uber Package, there's been lots of people that have been just amazed that like, oh wow, that would have benefited me in so many ways, so many different times.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's not advertised more.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
That's why we thought it'd be.
But it's all in the same app
Right.
with your Uber Ride and Uber Eats.
Right. So everybody seems to know about Uber Eats. Delivers food from
wherever.
Lots of places.
Right.
Uber Rides, of course.
That's what we do, picking up people.
Right. And then the Uber Pets is just a ride that you're able to bring your pet with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Uber Package.
You can literally have anything delivered.
Right.
Put it in an envelope or a box or whatever.
Right.
And
we're not supposed to open it, look inside of it.
Yeah, we don't even know what's being shipped.
Right.
Yep, have no clue.
So, and we don't need to know. We're like the transporter.
Yeah.
Don't look in the package.
Don't look at the package. But yeah, so those are some really neat features that Uber has to offer that.
Yes, we recommend everybody tell your friends, let everybody know that Uber Package is a thing because I don't know why it's such a well-kept secret when it's so beneficial to people.
Exactly. Sorry, folks, this ride's coming to an end.
But before we go, we want to invite you to come back next week where you can catch a ride with Mawmaw and Pawpaw.
We'll be there to pick you up.